Hey everybody, it's Robin Ray Green here, your group leader and author of the book Heal Your Child from the Inside Out. And I am coming to you live from my brand new office. I will probably be doing Facebook Lives in the different rooms. You can kind of get a feel for where I'm at now. And that's part of the reason I haven't been very active in the group lately is just starting in August, I got this opportunity to move my office and my clinic, and it's just been a lot of excitement, but a lot of work to get everything moved over here. But today what I wanted to talk about was, a lot of the times when I work with parents, they're just in that space of feeling like, they've hit a wall and there's nothing that they're doing is working, or it works for a little bit and then it stops working. And then they don't know, what to do next. And because we love our children so much, we just want everything to be good for them, right? We want to figure out what's going on with their health. We want to make sure that they have a healthy, happy childhood because, we love our children so, so much, and we just want them to have the childhood that we imagine that they would have. And when they have a chronic illness, if they have, asthma or allergies or eczema or ADHD or digestive problems or whatever it might be, it makes us feel, it can get us to the point where we feel a little bit like obsessed about our child's health, and we worry a lot, and we, like when things don't go right, it feels like it's the end of the world, or we think like, oh my gosh, this is so terrible, and this is not what I imagined, and so on. And when we get into that mindset, where we're in that state of like constantly worrying, constantly afraid for our children, or frustrated, or any number of emotions, it actually kind of works to block the solutions that we're looking for. And so that's why today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about that. So if you're feeling blocked, if you're feeling frustrated, if you're feeling like what you're doing is not working, I think, instead of staying up until 2 a.m. searching the internet or, things like that, which I understand the reason behind it, but I think too, we have to think about our mindset and where our thoughts are at with regard to our child's health. Because when you're in that state of fear, I feel like it blocks the solutions from coming to us. And we have to really change our thought process, because a lot of times we start to ruminate over the things that we don't have control over. Like we might think about like, why is this happening to my child? Or, why can't he just be like normal kids and eat gluten and have dairy and be fine? And, why can't he be one of those kids that can play outside on a windy day and not have an asthma attack? And we start to ponder those things, and we start to worry it, and sometimes that leads into these thought spirals of like, is this going to be the rest of his life? Is he going to be always having allergies or asthma? Will his skin be so bad that he won't even be able to get a girlfriend in high school? Or, whatever our thoughts go to those places where we begin to really, really worry about our kids. And unfortunately, those kind of questions just keep that little sort of gremlin, that little voice in our heads. It keeps it occupied on things that we actually can't solve. And we, projecting into the future, or regretting the past, or having guilt over a decision you made or didn't make is not going to serve you. It's not going to serve your child. And so instead, what I want to invite you to do is to actually look at how we can create not positive thinking, but resilient thinking when it comes to our children's health. And what positive thinking is like, it's just sort of an affirmation. Like, I know he's going to get better. I know we'll get through this. I know there's a solution, and there's nothing wrong with that. But resilient thinking gets our minds on like a deep subconscious level, starting to think about where we can find solutions. And so what we want to start doing when you have those thoughts like, oh my gosh, this is awful, this is terrible, nothing's working, we want to start asking ourselves things like, how can I ensure that we find a solution? How can I make sure that this is not a lifelong problem for him? How can I wonder what needs to happen in order for this problem to be solved? And we sort of invite those questions from a state of wonder. Like, I wonder what, I wonder if, I wonder how this is going to be solved. And that type of thinking, it's something that your brain can actually start to use. Probably a list you could make just from the question, how can I ensure that my child isn't going to have itchy eczema every night of their life? We start to think about things a little bit differently. And it really can be the difference between shifting out of that fear-based thought processes and into that more open thoughts that begin to invite the solutions. And I've seen this play out in my practice so many times where moms will start to shift their thinking. And that might be how they arrived in my clinic, or it might be that they sit down at church next to somebody whose kid had went through it and they've got the name of the person who can help them. Or, you know, you're at your uncle's house and he has a friend come over and they're the ones that have an answer for you, because we just never know where the answers are going to come from. But we have to stay open to the idea that they can arrive in some different way than we might have imagined. So I just want to invite that shift in mindset, and I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you feel like at some point you're kind of blocking the healing, or do you feel like that's not a problem, but you still feel like you're hitting a wall? And where are your thoughts in regard to your child's health? You know, it's really just about being honest with ourselves, because I know when I was in the middle of things with my son Noah when he was little, every time I would just really obsess over his skin, and it was like, I'd look at it in the morning, oh, it looks good, and then, okay, it's in the evening, oh, it looks terrible, what happened, what changed, why is it looking so bad, and, you know, did I do something, did I feed him something that was awful, was he exposed to a cat? And I would just spin my wheels over and over again trying to figure it out. And sometimes we can't always figure out why things get worse. Sometimes it's obvious and sometimes it's not. So when you shift your thinking into those questions, okay, well, how can I ensure that, you know, this doesn't get worse? Even though you might not immediately have an answer, it's like it begs for an answer, and the answers will begin to arrive. And that was really the shift that helped me help my son and help me out of that sort of fear-based thinking, because it's not a judgment that we're afraid, it's really just a statement of how much we love our children. So I hope that helps you guys. I look forward to being back here on Facebook Live again next week, and we'll be talking a little bit about the wellness wheel and how to start bringing in the things that our children need to help them heal. All right, have a good day, you guys. Bye.